Hey guys, it's Chef here with another unboxing for you. This is the Lian 8.8 inch universal screen. It's another systems monitor that works with the Lian software, which is called LConnect 3. This one says it's 8.8 inches. This one over here is the one that I just did the other day. That is the Trofeo Vision 9.16 inches, so very similar in size. Very easy to set up. It came in this big box. And then, of course, the original one I did was the Trofeo Vision, which is, I believe this was 6.8 inches. I got these out here for basically size comparison. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. We got our little information card to get software. Thank you for buying our stuff card and the instructions. Like this comes with a bracket. This bracket is one of the claim to fames for this device. It can be used as a stand. It's adjustable. It can also be used to mount the monitor on the screws. It's adjustable so that you can mount it in between the two screws on a 120 fan. I also believe it's adjustable so that it could be mounted to the two adjacent screws on two different fans. So we'll check that out as we go. It appears to have several screws for different items. It has an adhesive pad, and it has the same two cables that the Thermalright monitor had. One for direct plug into the USB header on the motherboard, and then an adapter so that you can plug it into a normal USB. So, first things first, this looks very similar in size to the Thermalright monitor. So 8.8 inches versus 9.16 inches. It looks identical in height, and it is just slightly shorter. So even though they claim two different sizes, they are very, very close. This one feels similar in weight, but we will see if there's any difference. I do like the fact that they didn't smear their name all over it. That's awfully nice. This one supposedly has an RGB ring around it that is editable in the LConnect software as well. The rest of the supplies, looks like we have a couple adhesive pads. We have fan screws. They appear to be regular size fan screws. We have screws to mount the adapter bracket onto the monitor itself, and in multiple areas they've told you to only use the short screws. So far I only see one set of screws other than the fan screws. Here are the short screws. Reason being is that if you use these long screws through this bracket and into the device, you're more than likely going to damage the monitor itself or the screen of the monitor. So keep that in mind if you go for this yourself. I'm going to pause this for a second, go ahead and plug in these cables. I've already installed the software on my gaming computer because I use it for the screens that are in the fans, and we'll be right back and I'll plug it in and we'll do that together. So we're back. All I've done off camera is I've plugged in the adapter that runs regular USB to an internal USB header, whatever. And then the next cord is the USB internal header plug to the tiny, tiny little plug that this device uses. Very hard to see. very small plug. We're going to go ahead and plug this in. I'll do that while the camera is directly above. There are two locations for you to plug it in. You can plug it in on either direction. That doesn't matter. They just do that so you can probably get some cleaner cable management. Plug is unidirectional. It looks like only one direction, so just be careful. Look closely. You can see that the pins, there's 4 pins, are offset to one side, and then if you look at the plug, they are also offset to one side, and you want to make sure that those line up. Might be difficult to see on the camera right now, but there is an RGB ring, and it is doing the rainbow puke as we speak. I assume this is going to stay like this until I jump into the software. I'm going to jump on the screen here real quick. Might be very difficult for you to see, but as soon as I plug this in on the L-Connect dashboard, the universal screen has popped up. I'm going to go ahead and click that. This select an orientation. Are we going to go portrait or landscape? We're going to go landscape for right now. So we have 2 adjustments here, the lighting effects setup and then the LCD setup. So let's click on the lighting effect. Screen, you can see the presets. So if we do the lighting effects, I'm going to click that. This is exactly like how the rest of the Lian Li, I can't think of a good term, but how all of their software works for their fans. I'm going to go to rainbow, try to go to static, change it from red to white. Click the color we want, click on the icon that changes it here, and then we can click OK or apply. You can see the screen itself has turned white. Try to show you another example. We'll change the color to green. Click it in there. You can see it changes the color on the screen. We'll go ahead and I'll show you something here. So runway usually is a lot of motion. We'll leave that there. That's red and green. So there you go. It does have a nice little lighting effect on the outside. We'll go ahead and go with the typical colors, purple and pink. Apply that. There we go. It's very difficult to see on this camera. Sorry, where are we? Let me switch cameras for a second. Anywho, let's get back to setting up the screen. So we have onboard themes, templates. Just going to pick something quick here. Clicking on this one, hitting apply. That is my fault. This is the first time I open this device and the first time I'm using it, so I'm bound to make a mistake. But I haven't selected what I wanted to change yet. So now I have to check on the screen. I'm sorry you are unable to see. I'm going to have to go to main here. But on the screen, you can see here, you can highlight the LCD or the outer ring. So I need to click the screen, click on the preset profile, click that and then hit apply. And we're still not getting it. All right, guys, sorry for the delay. I know it was only a few seconds for you, but for me it was 5 or 10 minutes. It wasn't bad. Of course it wouldn't work, and I immediately checked the first thing that I typically check when I have a hardware failure. I check to see if there was any updates for Windows, and I checked to see if there was any updates for this device, and there were both. So upon updating Windows and the device, it works fine. I'm going to start over a little bit here, but I'm going to jump to another screen to show you quickly how we'll use this. All right. So now what you're looking at is the settings page for L-Connect 3. You can tell from the screen that I am in the Universal Screens page, and from there you can obviously edit and play around. I really haven't done anything other than click one to make sure it would come on, but quickly again, if you click on the outer ring, you can see it highlights. That's for the RGB that runs around the edge of the screen. Kind of difficult to see. And then if you go in the middle, it highlights the screen. You can change the profiles of the screen. So I'm going to quickly show you this again. I'm going to click the outside. That is for the RGB. See there. I know it's a little out of focus, but that's fine. Oop. I'm going to change this. Actually, let's go back in here. We'll go from static color. I don't know what all of these are, but we will try electric current. It's a multicolor. Let's see. Colors are changing and it's running around. That's kind of cool. Try hourglass. Apply that. Okay. And try one more here. I don't know what it is. It's called snooker. It's even more colors. There you go. Now you understand how that works. I'm going to go back to static and change it back to white. I'll leave it there for now. So for the actual panel itself, you got to click on the panel up here. It gives you some options. We're going to run through some. We're going to click on this little red and black one here and hit apply. And very quickly it comes up. I like the ease of use, super easy. Some of these are awfully small for it to be, you know, an arm's length away, 3 feet. This is the one I initially put. Some very small letters and numbers. I will play around with it and see if I can make it bigger, smaller. Looks like we have a waifu here. Yep. Larger numbers, it's easier to read. This one. I like that because it's got lots of graphs and you can visually see. It says Cyberpunk. I'm pretty sure that you're able to adjust these. I'm not going to go into detail in this video. I was just showing you how to use it. And once I've played with it, I will probably do another video on, you know, custom setup. If you have any questions, you can throw them in the comments as always. Thanks for hanging out in the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.